All right, everyone. We are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and joining me as always is none other than my co-host, Avira.
Hiya, guys. Hope you are having a fantastic day. And hope you had a good 4th of July weekend. If you're American. If you're British, yeah, sorry about that. We won.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, not really.
No, I hope you really did. Light up fireworks, enjoy a great barbecue. I could have come to the United States on the 4th of July, like all those years ago, but I guess the flights just kind of didn't work out or were a bit on the pricey side at the time.
All right. Maybe one
Uh,
day.
yeah, still, I could have probably, experienced the Las Vegas fireworks show on the 4th, but hey, I suppose it's what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great America Day and all that jazz. And next on the show we have our interim host, Noble.
And it's a nice cool day outside where I am.
That's right. Me too. Some sun's out. Ain't so bad.
It's winter.
I know. And it's been a very strange winter. We've just been getting so much fluctuations. It's been warm this week. Ish, kinda. And rainy, so fun. And joining us on the show, we have Icy Pupper.
This is some good shit. How you doing, guys? Thank you for letting me be on the show on this fine day. And happy 4th of July to you all, too, even though it's belated.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Dude,
You
my
guys
whole
did,
neighborhood was like exploding. Like, you
Same
look out the
here,
window, like
but
everywhere, it's booming all night. Incredible.
Same
Like-
here. It was like World War VIII.
Oh god! Like, at that point, we're gonna have like nuclear grade fireworks.
Yeah. That sucked.
Well, it sounds dangerous and fun at the same time.
Yeah. Shatters windows.
Somebody will make it happen. You can bet on it. Now,
Wow.
aside from that, though, I've been seeing as well. Like, you guys basically partied long into the night and just blasted fireworks that late. Happens a lot.
That's what me and my brother was doing. I ain't seen him in 5 years up until that on the 4th. We were hitting it off launching like a fireworks by the van load.
hmm
So it was me and my uncle came with us too and met my brother. He's not biologically my brother, but we best friends.
Righto. So, bit of housekeeping first and foremost. Who here, amongst all of you listening and viewing, and even to us, who here is excited for free for all?
I
Oh,
can try
heck
to
yeah,
show
dude.
up. I can
Totally.
try to, I'm gonna try to show up. I can't make any promises though, but I will try my best. It'll be my first convention too.
So,
Oh, wow.
and to relive all of this, we have a story for you. We've got the story of Free For All 2022, as placed on our website and written by Avira himself.
Hey,
Oh.
cool. Only
Hell
took me about
yeah.
a year to finally finish it.
But I suppose the timing is better now than never, hey?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, man. It was a total blast.
Yeah, it's to say that the con it was an ordeal to get the con set up was the understatement of the century. But
For real.
in the end, all of us who put our hands in the Raiders, Awu, Peace Wolf, we triumphed.
I'm committed to you guys. Let's just say that.
Hell yeah. I think this is the first and only FurCon ever to be canceled by other furries based on radical politics. So the fact that it was successful really
Avira, I
Really
suppose
good.
the best way to put it is that people busted a nut over basically nothing.
yeah, really.
The literal idea of having fun is considered to be problematic.
Wow.
Right? How dare you?
You must
Goodness.
have fun, but only our kind of fun. And yet,
Ah,
I
the
mean,
ball pit. Amazing.
I
right?
can't wait to see what they do next time.
For those
Well-
of you who can't like see this, like if you're just listening, we had like this tiny like a kiddie pool type of like ball pit thing. Pretty much like a satire of DashCon, but man, the memes were delicious.
The reactions were delicious. It
Awesome.
was just placed there at the right position at the right time. It was perfect.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
But yes, dude, your legacy, your triumph, and the class of 22. Mm-mm-mm.
Look at another wagon. Where is this? That'll work.
Well, and you know what? Not too far off, and free for all is set to do it all over again.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun last year. Like it was actually like the first time ever that I was fursuit dancing like in front of a crowd of people. Never done that before, and I'm not like a professional or anything. It's just
No,
having fun with people. It's not like I was competing or anything.
even
But
then,
it
a lot
was,
of
something different. I didn't drink enough water, unfortunately. I was pretty overheated after that, but yeah, it was super fun.
yeah, even then,
Cool.
a lot of fursuiters aren't professional dancers themselves. They just
I'm gonna have to
they
take my
just
mic
do it
off for a
as
second.
Right.
as
But
a
those
hobby and
who
a
are,
passion.
like, they're super, like, pretentious about it.
Right,
I
right.
think I remember
yeah,
watching one video on YouTube of, like, a quote-unquote professional dancer, and she was all like, "You're making a mockery of what we do." It's, like, what the hell are you talking about? A mockery? Get out of here. Come on. I'm not some professional or whatever the hell.
if
Ridiculous.
you were a professional dancer, you wouldn't be out here mocking the rest of them, and you just basically get out there and earning it. on the
Right? Like, that's what she said, though. She's like, it was unchoreographed and there was no passion, like being all pretentious and facetious and whatnot. Crazy. But whatever. I'll be doing it again this year. Couple weeks, actually.
Can't wait to see all the great talent that's going to show up on board this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be great.
Indeed. As
Can you
always,
guys still hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So yeah,
I just put something on.
to relive this triumph in the story, our story is up on the Furry Raiders website, and and you can scroll back through some of our past episodes, namely #uncancelable, where you can hear the story from our voices.
Right on.
So, yep,
Hey, Jolt, may I ask you a question?
yes.
Wasn't the very first podcast name Raiders of the Lost Ark or something?
Lost. Yeah, ARF.
ARF, that's what it was. That was pretty interesting.
Damn,
That
I
was
didn't
the
even
fir-
know that.
Yeah,
That's kind of a cute pun.
Yeah, that was the very first episode. That was before you were in it, Avera.
Right. Like
Well,
we had
I think-
at the
yeah.
time we had a special guest, and yeah,
Yeah, I think that was
And-
Foxler, right?
Or Rags. Might
it
have
was
been.
Rags. Yeah, and then Foxter was kind of just on board helping it out. So
Yeah,
you
just
he
getting
did it.
everything started and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it wasn't.
what's pretty
It was
awesome though is the Furry Raiders, like the Raiders Rambles, like this is the
The longest one.
continuously running furry themed podcast in the world.
current.
Just crazy to think about, but yeah,
There
it
was
is.
another one actually.
What the zoophile one?
No.
Ew.
Oh,
Furcast?
Yeah.
sorry. I was thinking of something else.
Oh,
What?
Furcast. That's Furcast is out of circulation now.
What?
Yeah,
What happened?
not sure,
Mm.
but yeah, Furcast would have been the continuously longest running furry show podcast, whatever you wish to call it, but they have since stopped their operations. To my knowledge. But anyway, that aside, we're here. We're happy to keep going. Going as long as we can.
Groovy.
Anyway, now that all that housekeeping aside, let's get on to the meat and bones of this week's show. And yeah, and a couple of events did have happened last week as we were, honoring our esteemed guests. We had Anthrocon, and wow, something else actually stole the show at Anthrocon.
What?
It wasn't the first race. That's basically part and parcel of the show. It wasn't anything else. It wasn't the parade. It was a fox on a string that stole the show.
Wait a minute. I think I've seen something regarding that. It was on for Affinity. I think it might have been a weekday short. It showed like a fox on a puppet.
That's right. That's a
A
fox.
fox that was a puppet.
Like what
Let me see if I can find that. As a matter of fact, I want to see if this is right. Give me a second, okay?
It was pretty creative. I think it was like 2.5, maybe 3 feet tall.
We're about to find out.
Look at
This has me. This has me extreme.
extremely.
I want to see if I find. Okay, I think you're. I'll take a look. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I thought it was a lot bigger than it actually was. Damn perspective. Still though, pretty funny. Twitter was wild with like the memes about it.
And not just that, he was out there taking it, and he was look at him, look at the little sprightly fox go and dance.
Oh yeah,
Right
that's
in the waves, smack and bang.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Cooper Tom. He hates
Oh,
me,
wait,
by the
okay.
way.
Shame.
That's
Can you
pretty
guys
cool
still
though.
hear
Like
me?
that design, you know? Yeah, you're fine.
Oh my God.
And now look at it.
Yeah,
now.
that's the one I'm talking. That's one I think I've seen. Yes.
Yeah, the fact
Oh
that it
my
seems like
God.
Mr. Wiggles and like it's all like cartoonish, pretty hilarious.
Are you fucking serious?
Yep.
I should have went. I would have. I would have been videotaping. I'll be like, only at Anthrocon would you see shit like this.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's 100% facts.
You really gotta hand it to the guy. It's puppeteering is just. It's really puppeteering that's so well done.
Right.
I've seen
And like back
something.
in like the early days of the fandom, you know, like the late 80s, early 90s, they had a lot more of that kind of stuff. You know, people had like parrots on their shoulders or like little ferrets or whatever. It was much more common back then. Now, not really too much.
Not so much.
Yeah. Okay.
And then now, I guess the fursuits just kind of were the in thing.
Yeah, because designs improved dramatically. If you were to see a fursuit from like the 90s, bro, it's some spooky stuff. Like, no wonder why people hated furries.
No, that wasn't why. But at the same token, like the fursuits from the 90s were just. I mean, they were primitive looking. Like only a few pioneers had the. I guess they had the arts, the artisanry skill and know-how to just go for it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a experimental type. You know, different techniques were developed.
And then it eventually took off.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, you have like very realistic fursuits too. You ever see like the ones from Japan, like the wolves and stuff? Dude, like they look like real anthro animals.
But
pretty
the
crazy.
thing I'm interested about in Japanese fursuits are the eyes.
Yes, that's very
Oh
true.
yeah.
I think it's called
Right.
the kimono style.
Kimono style, yes.
Yeah,
That's
like they
the
actually look like anime characters. Really incredible. You know, like the whole cultural influence. They have very large eyes. You know, kind of short snouts, but like eyes like a plastic cover over them most of the time. Like they look like anime characters. Pretty wild.
Hmm.
Oh, very much so. I would totally love to get my hands on a Japanese fursuit.
Yeah, I've seen some of them before, in person. Pretty awesome. Actually, the first one I ever saw was at Anthrocon. Actually, years ago, I was trying to talk to someone, and I think I was asking them like when some event was going on, but he didn't speak English, so I'm guessing it came directly
Found
from
it. Hey
Japan.
guys, I found it. I found it. I found. I want to show this to you so bad. I'm gonna send this in the link real quick.
Oh, what the puppet thing?
Yes, I found something similar. I'll send you a link in
Distributors.
the. I sent
just
it in the chat.
Right. Okay.
Tell me if that's the same one.
All right. Let me have a look at it quickly.
Well, kind of hard to miss though. It's a white, kind of like Arctic fox looking sort of thing.
Yeah, it's
Like loopy
similar.
arms.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it.
I mean, the art and the memes that have been made of this puppet have just become. It's become so sick. Something
Even
else.
Zetaharu is making this meme.
Every well-known. Come on, you know everybody's gonna capitalize.
I gotta get into digital art so I can make some furry memes. That'll get me popular.
Oh, look, this so cute. Look at this. Oh my god.
That's
Look,
my favorite.
it's so full of memes and relevant references of this type. That's so
Yeah.
contemporary. Look.
That's
There's-
actually a gay couple, and they're so cute.
Right, but look at it. Twitter says if you reach your limit. Yep. Now Twitter's basically enforcing these view limits for, and you have to be logged in to view Twitter.
Oh,
Like 600 tweets a day, give or take.
My goodness.
I mean, fun times with Twitter. And then you know what? Yeah, and you know what's over there? See what this purple little thing over there? That's a grimace shake.
Man, this fandom is so awesome. Like, full of like so many creative people.
this is
That
one
like
of my
take the
favorite.
time and effort to make something like this. I mean, damn.
This is one. This is one of my favorite artists. I'm a very big fan of this artist.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I love how like in the last panel he's twerking like those dollar
Hey.
bills like being thrown at him.
Hey
Oh
Joel,
my god.
just out of curiosity, am I allowed to turn my camera on when I have a pup hood on, or is that a no-no?
Well, webcams are completely optional for our guests, so realistically. But you know
Okay.
what? I will say this though. There's a time and a place for everything.
I always go out in public wearing this, and nobody bats an eye. They in fact admire it.
All right. Anyway,
But if you don't want me to, that's fine.
um,
Sorry
there
about
is
that
more things
awkward.
happening. There were more things that did happen at Anthrocon. Some great, like that puppet. Some not so great, such as this giant sticker bombed pole.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You see a lot of that around Pittsburgh during like Anthrocon times.
You
Every
see a
year,
lot
like
of.
they scrape them off, but like they just get
Like-
covered.
I see a lot of this in Columbus and Reynoldsburg, here in Ohio.
No,
Especially with,
this
you know,
is probably more acceptable way of marking your territory.
Right?
Yeah, you're so right.
You are right, but with
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
Well, now that you see it, now that you put it that way, it makes perfect sense.
yeah.
Now, yes, as we was looking at this, each sticker on the pole is a $100 fine to Anthrocon. Each sticker at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center is a $250 fine to Anthrocon.
Wait, AC was fined $13,000 this year for stickers. What the what?
What?
13 grand they were fined because of this. Like, how is it Anthrocon's fault? Like, they can't control what people do with stickers. The hell?
Rude. They're just some shoot, what do you call them?
I mean-
What do you call them, Avera?
I don't know. But like, I
Oh,
guess
no,
technically,
either.
like, if Anthrocon wasn't happening that weekend, I guess the city wouldn't be polluted with like stickers and shit. But oh man,
Well,
I didn't even
technically
like get
it's-
fined for that. Like, how is that their responsibility?
Technically, it's graffiti, and it's the
Hmm.
attendees who are doing it.
That's
Well,
true.
I didn't know sticker bombing is graffiti too. I thought it was just the spraying the spray paint.
Oh,
I don't know if they
destruction
call
of
it
property.
graffiti, but yeah.
Well, I will be honest. Like I used to be somewhat of a graffiti artist. Down in Florida, we'd find these canvases on property that was basically not owned anymore, and we just basically graffitied the concrete walls. We didn't do anything profanity wise. We were just good graffiti artists providing some art.
Yeah, it also wasn't like an inhabited public space, not like the middle of Pittsburgh. But
Yeah, not it
I
was out
can't
in
really understand like why are they so mad about that? Like, are they really gonna fine them like $250 like per sticker? That's crazy.
that is bullshit.
The hell,
Sorry
like
about the language.
if
It's
I was in charge of that con, I'd be like, yo, I didn't do that. Like, you know, fine them.
right.
It's
It's
Well,
crazy.
yeah.
yeah, that's blasphemy.
I mean, other people have also suggested that they put a removable sticker pole that you can just carry with you and then auction it off.
Huh.
That way, it doesn't have to stay in the in the premises of the convention center or what have you.
Considering the fact that Anthrocon is one of the used to be like the largest furry con on the planet, and they give so much money to the economy of Pittsburgh, like over $1 million like every year, probably more than that. But like even like local businesses will change like the names of their restaurants or establishments like to cater to furries. Pretty crazy. So I don't know why they're so upset about this. Like that kind of I don't know, man. Or like probably rub a lot of people like the wrong way.
Suppose you're right. But still, the Council of Pittsburgh just loves them so much. In fact, they love them so much that they let them parade out in the streets.
Yep.
And also, they love them so much that actually furries were actually brought into the news studios explaining what Anthrocon is and its history.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was hosted by Cuddle Pup, and then I think it's like 4 or 5 other fursuiters like with him. Explaining the history of it. Cuddle Pup's been around like forever, probably
Yeah.
over 20 years at this point. Oh,
I
maybe
mean,
longer.
yeah, I know Anthrocon gets so much press about it, and news outlets come there all the time.
Yeah, and it seems like at least like more and more now, like every year, it seems like the mainstream media is more welcoming to furries. Like they're not trying to like make fun of us or anything like they used to.
Well, generally,
I mean-
a lot more of the other groups have been more welcoming too as well.
Yeah, well, I guess because like it probably became like more mainstream. I guess the last few years, probably due to like social media.
Oh,
Oh, cute.
I
Look at you, Bork.
this
Yeah.
will work.
Now, I get it. Here's the thing though. Furries have already crossed that Rubicon of being mainstream now. So,
Yep.
It's more like now the mainline news has kind of just been a bit more cozy to furries. More
Oh,
about
I remember some of
explaining-
the early news stories of it. Like
Dude,
kickers.
yeah, right. They used to call it like a fetish, and like all these people are like dangerous or whatever. Like they're freaks. Yeah, they made fun of us quite a bit for good
Gotta
reason.
have a
I mean,
whipping
it's pretty
boy.
fucking weird, but what was it, that CSI episode really didn't do us any favors either. Like after
Oh,
that,
please don't
that's
bring
when the
that
media
up.
kind of
That
like
one,
jumped on it.
I cannot believe I watched that. I will never watch that again. That was fucked up.
I've only ever
Fire
seen
and
clips
loathing.
from it. I don't know. It's pretty weird.
It actually really infuriated me.
But after that, years later, like there's been other shows, like TV shows that actually feature real furries, like at a convention. I think I've seen that before. Or like music videos, they actually hired real furs for it.
Mhm.
So they don't look as bad as the costumes did, back then.
I like Clockwork Creatures. Those are my favorite fursuits, but geez, aren't they expensive?
Yeah, dude. Fursuits are very expensive.
more so now in this era of like friggin' patient stuff. Anyway, interesting live comment. No dragons, please. Thanks for tuning in. This one's about the sticker poll. But did he object consent to being stickered? How dare you oppress his desire to have paint someday?
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe. Goodness. Was it just that one poll, or were there more than one? 'Cause if they're charging like 250 per sticker, and it equates to like over $13,000, you have to imagine that there might be like hundreds of stickers around. Probably. It's wild.
Gee.
Well, maybe not hundreds. I don't know, but a lot.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the case may be, it's in and around the convention space.
It's weird though. Like I've been to Anthrocon like 3 or 4 times, and that always happened. Stickers all over the damn place. No one cared about that back then.
Till now.
I guess, right? Maybe it was just a little excessive. I don't know.
Right. Still, it's funny. I was at a convention too, just the past week, anime one, mind you. But yeah, I didn't see any of those stickers in and around. They were just confined to the artist spaces being sold and stuff.
Right.
So
Well, I think overall, furries could be a little bit more destructive sometimes when they either destroy hotels or etc.
yeah,
Not the
It's a little
pizza and the
wild
bathroom
sometimes.
thing.
What?
Not the pizza and bathroom thing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no, more than that.
Stop
More
it.
than that. More than that. That's just one of the few ways that when furries get destructive.
Or like flooding the hotel. I think that was at Rainforest. Putting diapers on cars and crap. Oh my god.
Ew.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It only takes a couple of people to like ruin it for everyone, Damn, Anthrocon must have been pissed though.
I do,
13
however,
grand
remember
for
an
that?
episode.
Jeez.
I remember the episode I was in called Readers Beware or something, where
Right.
we were talking about how furries went to a college and educated other people about furries, and they I believe became furries, and they brought the case that said, sorry, we made you furries.
That takes us back.
That was in one of our topics that stuck with me.
Right. Now, to to get past the hubbub about all the convention scenes, and now there's a couple more other news items that we have on the docket. Righto. First up, and who loves the old style of fantasy movies? Your Lord of the Rings, your Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, of course.
Well,
I remember that movie. I actually went to see it in theaters when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I love Narnia. Don't get me wrong, I really do. And now, Netflix has acquired the rights to develop the Chronicles of Narnia movies and series.
Oh, so how are they going to ruin it?
What?
What was that controversial show that was banned in Egypt recently?
Cleopatra.
Oh yes, Cleopatra.
Yeah. I wonder
Wow.
if they're going to hire the director of that and the writers of that to do this.
Well, this happens all the time with Netflix. There's like that meme or like that trope where Netflix adaptation is like something kind of similar to the original material, but it's like warped and twisted in a weird, like politically correct way or whatever. Yeah, they tried to do that to Cleopatra, and Egypt was pissed, and Greece too. But that's
Wow.
a different thing.
Sure, look,
That's what
yeah.
Netflix does, though.
Right, but
gotta
now
make the money.
it's an interesting thing because now Netflix is getting the director of the Barbie movie, Greta Gerwig, to do this adaptation.
Okay, so this is gonna be a series, right? Like not a movie.
well to host 2 new movies based on the Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, okay. So, 2 new ones. Like they're not based on the original, like a Lion, Witch, Wardrobe,
I mean, yes, we
Prince
had Lion Witch in
Caspian.
the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian. We got up to the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and then it just kind of all, went flatlined.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like if that thing had continued, we probably would have ended up with another 3 more Narnia movies.
Yeah, like
next of which would be in the silver chair.
right. I was just gonna say that. Unlike that ape, like the shapeshifter who pretended to be Aslan, like right before the destruction of the world. Spoiler alert: Narnia's gone. But
We'll see. Yeah, but now it's kind of interesting too. Like whatever your thoughts on the Barbie movie, like the person who's helming that movie is helming this Narnia adaptation.
is that a good thing?
I mean, who knows? Like we've made our what we thought about the Barbie movie a couple of episodes back, right, Noble?
Yeah, I still got to go watch that. I'm
Yeah,
hoping next week.
Yeah, I think something recently came out about that, where it was either one of like the directors or like a producer. They were saying that it's not supposed to be a feminist movie, something like that. They got some controversy, hot water or whatever. I don't know. I
Wait,
thought it was a
really?
pretty funny idea. Yeah, I thought it was like a kind of funny idea, like satire. Even like the original Barbie from like the 1950s. She had a particular outfit, and they had that in the movie too. So pretty, they did their research at least.
Well, I got to see some of the behind-the-scenes footage of the actual set. The main actress was going around and showing some things off, and I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, I really should go see this. Just the work and detail they put into the whole sets and everything was amazing. It's just making you wonder what they're going to do with Narnia, though.
Ooh.
I mean,
well, they're probably going to turn Aslan into a tiger because he's a trans species. So he identifies as a tiger. So they're probably going to do that.
Liger be better?
I don't know.
Liger would be better.
Yeah, ligers are pretty cool.
Are those actually real?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
What?
Dude, they're enormous.
Ligers can't reproduce. That's the only problem, and it's only when the sex of, I think it's the male or the female. Anyway, there's another species subspecies as well, but it's born when the lion and tiger are the opposite, gender-wise.
Interesting.
But
yeah, hearing like donkeys. Like donkeys, I don't think they can reproduce. Can they?
I'm not sure.
No, they can't. That's where mules come from.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So
I did hear another rumor though about stuff like this. They've been talking about how foxes and wolves reproduce.
What? No, they can't.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. It's not possible.
No, it was coyotes. Coyotes.
Coyotes? Oh, thank you. I thought it was wolves. Okay, wolves and fox.
No, wolves and coyotes.
Oh, wolves and coyotes. Okay. Thank you.
It's the same as I think it's the brown bear and the Arctic bear, polar bear. Have been.
I wonder what they're gonna make.
Well, they've already got them in the wild. So.
Oh God. Oh man, they're gonna be even worse. They have to be a lot worse.
Well, did you know that polar bears are like one of the only species of animals that actively hunts humans? Them and lions. Polar bears.
Polar bears? I thought grizzlies did.
Nope. Polar bears. They're way more violent. You do not want to be anywhere near those things.
Well, a human's basically a walking food stand. So do you think they're going to ignore that?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, people have died from grizzly bears too, but it's not like they were actively being hunted. It's kind of like
wolves are not like
on their
that.
Territory.
And... Wolves won't be like that. Like they will chase you out of their territory, but they will not attack you. They'll scare you out, but they will not unless you come there as a threat. Then the whole pack is going to shred you.
Yeah, about 90% of the time.
I see. There was a pack of wolves in Russia that were actively hunting humans at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Russian wolves.
Красивый. What was that? That movie about the lion that was hunting humans. They found like a bunch
Oh
of body parts
wait,
in a cave. You
I
remember that?
heard of that movie.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called.
It was a big shit. What's the name of
Yeah,
that?
it came out like I think 20, 30 years ago or something like that. But it was based
Oh
on a
no
true
no.
story.
Oh, I thought
Like,
you were talking about the one that was the remake when this massive lion is trying to get into this truck attacking to get the family. It's a
no,
recent
this is like
one.
a true story that happened in Africa. There was like this one, I think maybe one or two lions that was like killing people and like bringing their
Oh, I
bodies
think I
like back to
remember
a
that
cave.
movie.
And they ended up like trying to find this lion and like hunt him down. It was a really big story. And they made a movie about
Yeah,
it.
I think the vehicle blew up. What there was a vehicle that blew up in it, right? To kill
I don't
the other
recall.
lion.
There was also a movie in Australia going back somewhat where we had a giant, I think it was a giant crocodile that went around eating people, actively hunting
Oh yeah, I've
Oh
seen
my
that
God.
one.
That's terrifying.
Komodo. How about Komodo and Curse of the Komodo? Throwbacks.
Those things are like living dinosaurs. The heck?
Yeah, and the saliva kills you. It's very toxic. I believe it's got botulinum toxin in it, which can kill you. It's extremely dangerous. If you come within contact of botulinum toxin, which I heard was found in Komodo dragon saliva, yeah, you're as good as dead. Because yeah, I used to be into Komodo dragons back when I was a kid.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Oh, I just found it.
So
It was called
something I'm
The
curious
Ghost in
about,
the Darkness, 96.
what's the changes they're wanting to make to the new Narnia series?
I mean, let's be real here. If Netflix has got their grubby hands on it, you can probably imagine that everyone else is like every single current movie goes fear of it. You know, what the main characters get rev swap. You know, the Pevensies get blackwashed. You can imagine. You know, what's Aslan gonna be if he's not a lion? It's gonna be adapted to modern audiences.
If you
Quote,
want
unquote.
to, so technically, yes, if they were to change the time when Narnia came out to modern day, they could have a more quote unquote diverse cast, if you want to put it that way. However, if they want to go back to what was it, the 1940s when Narnia was based,
Yep.
you'd be a little bit more limited to the diversity, quote unquote, you could toss in there.
Well, in that case, it would be a totally different movie, a whole different story if it took place in like a different timeline. Because like there's a very like specific chronological history of Narnia and the human interactions that they had like through the portals. They're able to access that fantasy land, and
Well-
it all takes place over a certain amount of time. So what are they going to do it like 2023? Like what the hell? I don't think so.
Just out of you want to toss some things out there. Let's say, for instance, after the World War II, the whoever inherited the portal moved to America, and I don't know, got married there, either themselves or their kids ended up getting married to whatever race you want to toss in there. And then the kids of those parents then turn around and end up going through the portal to a whole new world, and new characters and everything in there. So it's basically a whole new story and not just taking what we had previously and reusing it.
I don't know about that though. I think it was the year 2555 where Narnia itself was completely destroyed, like the end of the world. And that took place in human years, I think in like the late 50s or something. So I don't know how they're going to work with that unless they want to just make something else up completely and call it Narnia, for like that cash grab label.
Right, and here's the thing: like, where are they gonna go? Are they gonna start it from scratch again, or are they gonna pick up after Voyage of the Dawn Treader?
If they did that, that'd be cool.
Because again, like it's been like what the 13-year stasis since we've ever had a new Narnia release.
Yeah. Really loved the first one. That was awesome.
I mean, I watched the Voyage of the Dawn Treader on the big screen.
Nice.
So I watched the Chronicles of Narnia at, I believe it was movie theater. I don't remember the name of it, but It's one of the 5-star movie theaters. We watched it on this massive green screen. It was on Christmas.
Right.
Cool.
But here's the thing that I do find interesting about the Chronicles of about what's happening as of late right now. Like the big name movie and these big name studios are bent on acquiring the rights to these things. Like let's say like we had the Lord of the Rings get this. It got snapped up by Amazon. Now Narnia's being snapped up by Netflix, and it's got to make you wonder. You can't help but wonder what are they trying to do with such well-known properties like these.
Was there anything particularly in the news story that explains the path they're planning to take, quote unquote?
I mean, realistically, given that not if you've seen given that you've seen the treatment that the Lord of the Rings has received, then yeah, it kind of makes you wonder. What you don't feel too optimistic about what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Kind of
Was
makes
it-
me glad I'm not Amazon Pride.
Was a $1 billion failure. I wonder how much money they're going to invest in Narnia. Maybe half of that? I don't know. It really doesn't matter how much money you throw at a project, so long as you have good writers and like a good story, relatable
Right, and
characters and interesting plot.
Well, it
Yeah.
starts from the writers, then it goes to the director, then it goes to the actors, and then it goes to when they just, splurge it all out everywhere. Spray it into everyone's living
Right,
room.
and here's a funny thing I'd want to segue into because I say Lord of the Rings and Narnia because those two are great stories written with like very very certain underpinnings, on which their foundation is built upon.
Yeah, even like back in the day, C.S. Lewis and
Christianity.
Tolkien were friends.
I mean, Lewis basically made Narnia allegorical, and yeah. Although, if you take that away, though, actually, I do want to say this though: there is an atheist version of the Chronicles of Narnia. It's called the Golden Compass.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay.
Damn, that's a while ago.
Huh.
The Golden Compass?
Yeah,
So-
they had polar bears in it.
The Golden
Oh,
Compass has a TV series to it now. I forget the name of it. However, the TV show itself was actually quite good. Depending, though. I mean, it looks like they went through this whole story with the TV show instead of with the movie where they just sort of got to a certain point and like, we fucked up and just stopped. His Dark Materials. That's
Yeah.
Damn, I think I only saw the Golden Compass like once years ago. Probably
I
close to,
did.
I don't know, 15 years or something like that.
There's like 2 or
Right.
3 seasons to the show. So
It was kind of whatever it is, though. But
Oh, I never saw
speaking
that.
of, speaking of that stuff and polar bears and stuff, there's a live comment here I kind of wanted to highlight. Mace Aftershock. To go back into the whole first thing of making stuff. Hold up. So if a black bear and a polar bear mated, would that make a panda?
one would hope.
That's a good question. Maybe.
That is
Like when different breeds of dogs have offspring, they share patterns and stuff. Yeah, maybe.
yeah. You get mutts. You get
Well,
the thing.
if they're crossbred between only 2 dogs, it's only hybrid. But if it's multiple dogs, hybrid breeding with another dog, that's going to turn the dog into a mutt. It's going to the pups are going to come out as mutts.
And technically, that's the kind of dog you want to get since they usually have less problems than purebreds.
Purebreds are, look, I have a friend of mine who's got a Pomsky.
Oh, a Pomeranian and a Husky?
Yeah, they can actually, they can't do it, of course. They do it through a donut. The Pomeranian is the donor for the female Husky, if you get what I'm saying.
Huh, okay, yeah.
So the Husky is like a surrogate mother, if you think of it that way.
Technically, all dogs can breed with each other, but you have to kind of wonder, like, if a
But
Chihuahua and a
the
German
Pomeranian
Shepherd
is
were
too
to get
small.
together, I mean, like, how big would the babies be? Like, wouldn't that kill the mother if it was a Chihuahua? I don't know.
No.
It might.
it's just a discovery people recently made. Pomskis are like a newer breed. It's been recently discovered, and my cousin has two as well.
Right. Now, to kind of wrap up this whole little segment here, like, how do you guys feel about this? What do you think? Like, are you feeling optimistic that we might finally get Narnia back, or is this adaptation going to make Narnia exactly what its atheist forebear is? You know, make this adaptation is going to be like the Golden Compass too.
I'm sorry, but Netflix, I don't trust you. I can't trust you, not with.
The only thing I watch on Netflix is BNA and B Stars, nothing else.
Yeah. Well, if they get their hands on Narnia, they're probably going to ruin it. You know, just use this
Right.
title
Oh, fuck
to
that.
like to get popularity, influence, money, and all that, then
Clout
throw in their political
chasers.
agendas. It's probably what's going to happen.
It's not exactly optimistic when you find out that the director of this Barbie movie, Greta Gerwig, raised as a universalist, and you know what, like she took, and it's kind of a worry that if you take out the Christian underpinnings from Narnia, like I said, you get the Golden Compass, you get a story that just doesn't seem coherent. So ultimately, knowing how Netflix's track record with respecting the source material doesn't make you optimistic, does it?
Respect. That's funny. They don't.
Right. Because we all know how well Amazon did do the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they turned Galadriel into a whiny Karen. The heck? She's supposed to be like otherworldly and like from a bygone era, and like powerful and wise and has like a commanding presence. Not some whiny little bitch who wants to like get anything she wants just by demanding it and scowling. They did her dirty for sure.
Can I bring up a Disney movie that I would never watch again that really pissed me off?
Well, there's plenty, man. Take your pick.
Mowgli.
Jungle Book?
No, the one is called Mowgli. It is related to the Jungle Book, but the way they made the wolves look is so terrible, it will basically rot your eyes out. And not to
Never
mention
saw
what
it.
they did to all the characters and what was going on in there, and there were so many gruesome deaths. I would never watch that movie again.
Well, I imagine they tried to call it a live action, only they used mostly CGI.
Yes, exactly.
Like
But
Lion
the
King.
live act, the newer live action one that's not Mowgli, but the other one, I like that one better because, of course, they did it all correctly.
Can you imagine what they'd do? How people would freak out if they had an actual bear and a kid in a movie together acting, for the most part.
Goodness.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Before CGI, they did stuff like that. Like that. Remember, like that really famous lion, like before a movie starts, is like growling. Yeah, that's a real lion. They didn't have CGI back then. They actually had a freaking lion like on a stand. They recorded him roaring and then put that in like most movie. I forgot like what company did this, but you've seen
MGA or MGM.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with the lion. It's MGM.
Yeah, that was a real wild lion. In fact, it wasn't even staged
I know.
at
I
all.
saw
Like it was
that.
an accident.
That pissed me off.
Hey! That was Leo the Lion. Thank you very much.
Oh wait! Oh my gosh! Hold on.
1975
It's just how somebody said it to me. If I deeply apologize. Oh my gosh! What the hell?
Just so you understand, I'm just
No, that's Leo the Lion. Oh my gosh! I thought Leo the Lion was another lion I've been hearing about. I deeply apologize, Noble. Please forgive me on that one. Oh my gosh!
This is the original one.
That's the original one.
Sorry.
No.
No. There's a couple. Stakes, Jackie, Billy the Lion, Thinner, George, Leo.
Okay, so
I can't pronounce that.
Damn, really?
So it's not that lion that you were just mentioning.
No, this was.
Oh my gosh!
Had several over the years.
I thought I screwed up. I really thought I screwed up. I am so sorry.
Nah, you're fine.
Oh wow! I got scared for a second. I thought I was going to get kicked out of the podcast right then and there.
No, you should actually go look them up because this is a huge story to them.
Oh yeah, they strap a lion to the table and get it to roar out of a background. It's weird.
When you go to the Wikipedia page, the 1975 lion they had, he wasn't strapped to a table. They just had a camera right up close to him.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
don't know how
that's
they
good.
filmed the others.
Okay, now that's a bigger weight off my chest.
Well, they got lucky that they somehow were able to record him like roaring twice.
I see. This isn't like Milo and Otis. So,
Oh,
do you know the history with Milo and Otis?
yeah.
Yeah, the lions they used in this, it looks like they didn't actually go to the whole point. They used more quote unquote domestic type lions versus just pulling one out of the wild.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm shaking up. The misunderstanding right there.
No, it's a really interesting history. The lion they used for that, raw.
Yeah.
I thought it was just one line. I didn't realize they had a bunch of them. I only just found this out looking at it.
Yeah.
Righto. So, in other news, just to touch this up, like with what time we've got left, who's watching? Well, the world burn, or more in fact, France.
I've seen news articles.
Yes. Apparently, the head honcho of France himself has blamed something we've all know, has taken the blame on video games for the cause of the rioting.
It couldn't possibly be the people protesting against government policies. No way. It's got to be the violent video games, right?
Yeah, it's got to be that. Man. Like,
GTA, Red Dead Redemption, Far Cry. Yes, all my favorite games that are extremely violent.
See,
What about
in this
one
case,
of those play school games or Barbie games that you can buy?
Right, what about
Wow.
yeah, you play a game like that, and
What
you
about that-
suddenly become crazy bugger.
What about
look at
Martha
this. World
Speaks?
leaders turn to an outdated explanation. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he sounds like a total boomer. You know, back in like the late '90s and stuff, they would ban like or blame video games and stuff like for violence or kids, being distracted or whatever. But it's 2023, and he's still
Right.
doing it. What the hell? Yeah, right. The same paragraph. Yeah, in the late 1990s. Yeah, exactly. First-person shooter games.
And it's not just that too. Like even then, like even the Brazilian president Lula blamed video games for teaching kids to kill.
Hang
Yeah.
on. Now, wait. They're saying teaching kids too. They're not saying going out and performing these actions just because they did it in game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Because that is different compared to how it was said before. Before it was violent video games cause kids to become violent, whereas what they're saying here is that it's a method for teaching, which is a different saying. Interesting.
They're probably like just blaming this on video games because they don't want to take accountability for themselves, like protests, going on in their country because of bad government policy. They're just like, oh, yeah, it's got to be the games, right? Oh, that's where all the violence comes from, for sure. Yeah, okay.
And next thing you know, if you play too much games, you basically can set parts of the country on fire.
Right. Speaking of fire, man, I was playing Spyro the Dragon, and I just had like this urge to breathe fire and kill sheeps, but can't really do that.
Actually, I can. The other day, when I was at the anime convention the past week, you would
Wait,
not believe.
Joel,
Like, I
you're
got
not.
called-
Your element's
I
not
get
fire;
called-
it's electricity.
Dude, I get called. I'm the one who gets called Spyro a lot of times, more often than not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, really? Because
purple.
of the purple? They think you're a They think you're a dragon.
Well,
he's just a purple tree rat. He's so cute.
Dude,
well,
same thing happened to me when I had like my light purple like lavender spike hoodie from MLP. People thought it was Spyro, and I was like, no,
Um,
it's not.
Joel, look at
Aw.
Boxcar the Husky's last comment.
Yes. Okay, Vox got us. Government. Why would they protest us? Some Karen. Probably video games or something. Government. I knew Mario 64 had something to do with this.
Yes, totally. Damn it, Mario! How dare you?
And to think you just had a movie come out.
Oh, this dude.
Yeah, and that movie totally smashed it. Yeah, they did awesome.
Yeah, and now it's a $1 billion movie.
Crazy,
I
right?
still
Oh,
have not
goodness.
seen that. I want to. Is it on Netflix?
Oh, maybe I don't know.
If
By
it is,
this
I
point-
swear I'm gonna watch it tonight.
By this point, it should have been out on on DVD. On
Okay.
On Hulu,
favorite
maybe.
streaming services.
Oh man, it's gotta be on. Please let it be Netflix.
I don't know about you guys, but I much preferred having like a video shop where you could go in and just buy bloody everything. But nowadays, it's like the supermarket's the only place you can get this shit from.
Yeah, dude, like going to like Blockbuster back in the day, that was like
I
a
remember-
freaking experience.
No,
It was
not
super
renting.
That
cool.
was good.
Not
That's-
renting movies, but to go out and buy them. Places like Maya, H&M, places like that would sell
Yeah,
DVDs.
I mean, you
or
can
they'd
buy
have their
from
own entertainment
Blockbuster.
area. Yeah, Blockbuster would sell them, but they would primarily be a renting place. Where, I mean, even in my city, we had a store dedicated to selling nothing but CDs and movies. That's it.
Hey, you know something? I remember this Blockbuster I used to go to had like the mirror pillars. You know, like the pillars with the mirrors all around them. That's like
Not
some
really.
90s shit. And I remember when I was a toddler, I was running around there like I always did. My mom was looking for movies, and I would bust my head on on one of those and crack it. And my mom was forgiven. Luckily, she said the manager was like, "Don't worry, we'll fix this. You don't have to worry about any costs. Accidents happen. It's just your kid. Go have a good day and get him looked at." That's what my mom told me. I couldn't remember it.
There is a place actually like right by me, like a couple blocks away. It's been there for like 30 years. They primarily sell vintage like records, albums and stuff.
Is it still there?
I think so. Haven't been there
I'm
in a
coming
while,
up.
but yeah,
Hey, stay there. I'm on my way. I'm coming with you. We're going to check it out, and I'm paying.
it's
for
pretty
some
cool, man.
records.
Like they got a bunch of vintage stuff there. It's like going back in
Yeah.
time almost. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's crazy now. All that stuff is just gone out in the way of the thing, unless you really are dedicated to the art of collecting. Then
Well, yeah, like
Oh,
there's no more
there are-
physical media anymore.
There are record
Oh.
stores in my state. There is a ton of them. But when it comes to new release movies, it's more like the supermarket, Big W. So if you're an American, you'd be Walmart. Yeah, that's basically it. So the options have just shrunk. I mean, we had a music store down here called Sanity, and they have unfortunately
yeah,
gone
and now
belly
they've
up.
basically gone into liquidation.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, but alas, that's just the way things are heading now. It's all digital. But even
mean,
then, that
Target-
doesn't
Target
forever.
here has even stopped selling CDs. I mean, Kmart in Australia, at least the ones near me, they don't sell movies or discs anymore. It's gone.
Didn't they have
Yeah.
like a bargain bin like on clearance and stuff? You can get like a bunch of movies for like a few bucks.
Not for a long time.
Damn. Well, I can't remember the last time I actually bought a DVD.
I
It might have
remember
been
I
over a
went-
decade ago. I don't know.
I remember I used to go to GameStop when I had a PS2 and buy PS2 games. The last one I ever bought was Scarface. I'm talking video games.
Yeah, PS2, great system.
Yeah, you ever heard of that video game?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, that game was wicked. I played and beat the shit out of that one.
But wait a minute. Does that make you feel like you have violent tendencies that you want to protest the government?
It's strictly in the game. It was strictly in the game. I never let it take control of me. It was
I'm
I
kidding.
just- yeah. I was gonna say because like I that's how I keep it. It's like Grand Theft Auto, for example. It's just a game. Don't reenact it, you dummy.
So, a question I do have regarding the whole policy thing in France. What exactly are the reasons why people are protesting? What laws or
I
policies
think
were brought in?
somebody was killed, so you could argue, an Algerian man was killed, like a teenager was killed.
It was basically radical BLM members taken to the
Right.
streets and setting stuff on
Yeah.
fire, as they do.
So
Here in
how many
America,
video
they
No,
caused
but
games?
$2
here's the
billion
thing.
worth of damage.
Now, here's the thing: the French have a history of knowing how to set things on fire. So
Yes, they do.
I mean, once upon a time, it was just lobbing off heads, but
Right? Yeah,
we've got to be
Jacobin.
more progressive.
1793, I think. Yeah, that was crazy. Even like
Hmm.
the dude Robespierre, the guy who started the whole revolution, by the end of it, he also got guillotined.
Ooh,
The irony.
is that still a death sentence?
In France, decapitation? I don't think they do that anymore.
Is that the only place they ever did it though?
No, but it's the
I
most
don't
French.
think so.
It's the most French death device.
Guillotine
yeah,
was
I
common
know.
back in those days. France was known for the guillotine. In England, it was basically the axe.
In
Oh
America, you
yeah,
had
the
burning at
axe.
stakes
Or
or
as they call
firing
it, the
squad.
block. The block.
Yeah, that too.
All right.
I got that from Skyrim.
All right. So I believe that's all the time we've got for this week.
Oh,
I
and
don't
in
know,
a
but
sad
what
face.
it is though. So who'd like to close this up with a closing statement?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, all good.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Take it
No
away.
more? Oh, I'm sorry. I see. I
Just
don't know.
watching this
Whoever's
shit
going
half
first.
the time, it's insane.
Mm. Yeah. When is it not? And what about you, Avira?
I think the whole Arctic fox or wolf, whatever it was, a puppet, was pretty cute. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really do appreciate like the creativity of the furry fandom. Something like this, totally goes viral, and
The moment
but
you guys brought
it was,
that up, it just
super
had
fun.
me curious.
Yeah, it was like super fun. Really cute. So good for that. I don't
Yeah, I
know
bet you're
exactly
happy that I showed you guys that picture.
Yeah, I don't actually know like the stats of Anthrocon, but I believe they had well over like 2,500 fursuiters. Last time I was there a few years ago, it was about 2,000, but I think it's more than that now.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. As for Narnia and Netflix, I hope they don't mess it up. I really love Narnia, even though I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe a bit too old for it now, but I mean, still appreciate a good fantasy story. So hopefully
Look,
they stay true to the
Avera,
material and don't mess it up.
want to know something? You don't have to worry. You're not too old for it. I'm 32, and I watch Balto still.
Well, yeah, Balto's great.
Yeah, that's a hell of a good movie. I got all 3 discs.
Just don't let reality set in for you.
All right, that's pretty much it.
All right. That's pretty
All
much
right.
it. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it. As always, our episodes are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Player.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more further down the line. Well, this is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
I'm going to touch some
See
grass.
ya.
Good idea.
Later.